Hello, everyone, and welcome to our virtual celebration, our service for the week of January 23rd. It is our final week in the series that we've been doing, The Thing Itself, How It Works, What It Does, and How to Use It. So today we're going to be talking about how to use it. So let's settle in and let's do this thing.
Patiently I wait, but that's okay, 'cause in the end I see that it's all great, and that everything you are is what you got to say. And the dreams that you dream is what you want to be, so consider all that is and what shall be. As awesome is the place that life abounds, the make of all you are, turn it in the ground. And somehow that I know the blind will free you now. We've got to come together now. We've got to come around. May be dangerous, the journey long and your body's dead, but faith is all you need to get up in bed. And did you notice my trembling fingers when it's cold at night and my bones start to quiver? So keep in mind the lilies and the river, 'cause awesome is the place that life abounds, make of all you are, turning in the ground. And somehow that I know the blind will free you now. We've got to come together now. Cause awesome is the place that life abounds, make of all you are, turning in the ground. And somehow that I know the blind will free you now. We've got to come together now. We've got to come around. We've got to come around. Think about the world as one again. No killing and no beating and no heavy regrets, and good is all around for us to get. And our brothers, they want to love each other, and our sisters, they want to be with each other. It's a dream, I know, but I can't pretend. As awesome is the place that life abounds, make of all you are, turning in the ground. And somehow that I know the blind will free you now. We've got to come together now. We've got to come around. We've got to come around.
So periodically I like to just contemplate this thought. And the thought comes from Emma Curtis Hopkins, where she says that we are the face and the form that proclaims our good. I'm not sure that that's exact, but it will be up there, what it is. But our life, how we demonstrate it, the conditions that we live, reveal our idea of our good. You know, sometimes our good really is good, but sometimes our idea of good is limiting. And so an easy way to look at this is to look at your life and ask yourself, is this where I want to be? Is this the fullness of my idea of good? And if it's not, then there are the things that we can do in order to right that. And that's what this talk is really about. How to use this power. We've been talking about it for this whole month. The thing itself, this divine intelligence that lives in and through and as all things. The way that it works. It works by manifesting our thoughts, our ideas, our consciousness. What it does is it receives from us the direct imprints of our thoughts, our perception of what it is, and it acts upon them. So today we talk about how to use it. And actually, this is an ancient idea that I want to sort of build myself to, but I want to start with something that Ernest Holmes says. By conscious thinking, we give conscious direction to it, and it consciously or unconsciously responds to our advance along the line of our consciousness or subjective direction. He also goes on to say, it works for us by flowing through us. We should be able to look a discordant fact in the face and deny its reality, since we know its seeming reality is borrowed from illusion, from chaos, and old night. What he's saying, what great metaphysicians have always said, is that it doesn't act outside of us, it acts through us. That idea that you suddenly have in a problem that you've been grappling with, a sudden burst of inspiration, something working itself. This is divine consciousness working through us. Last week, I gave an affirmation, and here it is again. Use this affirmation, as my friend Bob says, proceed till apprehended. Continue using this until it's so integrated, the very core of your being, you know it. It is this: I am a center of divine consciousness within the vast whole. Again, I am a center of divine consciousness within the vast whole. Because when we realize this, everything begins to open. You know, one of the great books in early New Thought was a book by James Allen, and it was titled As a Man Thinketh. And if you know the history of James Allen, he was a man who was truly a hero in his own story. And he didn't start that way. He started as a victim. His father came to the United States to make a fortune for his family, and almost upon landing died, leaving James Allen young, a teenager, 13 or 14 years old, having to take care of his family. He was literally thrown into a position that he wasn't even prepared for. He had to drop out of school. He had to work. But he understood these principles, and he built upon them. And he writes this in As a Man Thinketh. Man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he or she believes themselves to be the creature of outside conditions. But when they realize that they are a creative power and that they may command the hidden soil and seeds of their being out of which circumstances grow, they then become the rightful master of themselves. That's freedom. You know, it is said that the truth will set us free. And the truth is this: we are a center of divine consciousness. We are created in the image and likeness of love. and that love is the greatest power on earth. It frees us, or it can bind us. You know, there is ancient wisdom about the power of love, dating back to, when we first began writing. But Dante Alighieri, in his masterful work, The Divine Comedy, talks about this in such a way that is so timeless. He begins in the cantos in Purgatory, the Purgatorio, where Virgil, who is reason, is mentoring Dante, the poet, the pilgrim, like all of us. And let's face it, here's a great story, and it's not just simply a way out poem that doesn't even make sense. It's the story of our life. And it has all the characters, right? It has the victim, Dante, at the very beginning. It has Dante becoming the hero. It has the villains as he's making his way through the Inferno. And he has Virgil as his guide. But he says something in, I think, around the 17th or 16th canto that is very, very powerful. And it's worth considering. He says this: time is love. Let's sit with that. Time is love. Because here's the thing. What we spend our time with is what we love. And what we love is what we become. Now, I've really grappled with this one over the last couple of weeks because I had to ask myself about certain things in my own life that I wasn't so comfortable with. And I had to ask myself, is this really love? Well, it kind of is. If I'm spending a whole lot of time on something, dwelling on it, then maybe I love that. If I spend time thinking about how I'm a victim in this world, then maybe I love being a victim. If I spend my time dwelling on lack, then maybe I'm in love with lack. Maybe, as Dante suggests, I'm loving the wrong things. Or perhaps I'm loving the right things wrongly. So this is an examination. This is us doing a deep dive into our own sense of being. Because here's my question to you. What are you spending the most time with? Are you spending your time worrying? Are you spending your time avoiding? Or are you spending your time in creativity? Who are you spending time with? Are you spending time with people that support you and uplift you and build you up? Or are you spending time with people who complain and minimize your life? Where do you spend your life? This is the teaching of Jesus as well, because he says, where your heart is, so lies your treasure. Where your heart is to the thing that you love, there lies the conditions and the experiences of your own life. So just breathe with me for a second on this and ask yourself, what do I love? It's easy. What do I spend my time with? And ask yourself, are you loving the wrong things? Are you loving things that limit you? Or perhaps you're loving things, but loving the right things wrongly, meaning that, what I love is this idea that I'm engaged in life, but how I do that is I overextend myself, I overwork, I live meagerly. So maybe I'm not loving myself rightly. Do I love myself with compassion, with joy? Do I love myself with anticipation? Do I love life? Because if I love life and all that it is, then I become a life that is full and expansive. And here's the trick. Here's the trick to manifesting everything. The practice of gratitude. Spending time daily. Because it's mental work. We're literally rewiring our brains. Again, Dr. Holmes says it like this: conditions are not entities. We are entities. The one who wishes scientifically to work out his or her problems must daily take the time to meditate and mentally treat the condition, no matter what the apparent conditions may be. So this is our practice, to love ourselves enough, to spend time with ourselves daily, to meditate, to treat, because we are worth it. We are a center of divine consciousness within the vast whole. And when we begin to do that, we fall in love with life and ourself as an example of life in such a big and powerful way that we become the thing we desire: joy, freedom, happiness. Our life takes on meaning. And when our life takes on meaning, we find ourselves in the cosmos. We find what is known, as Jesus says, the kingdoms of God, and all that is needed, all that is desired, is given unto us. Thank you.
My hope for you all along has been take care of yourself. To your heart be true, sing your own song, don't follow everyone else. And may all of your dreams come true. And when you think you've lost your way, those thoughts are just not true. Don't let them shake, don't let them rattle you. Every day's a new day. Count your blessings, I say. Get out of your own way so you can move. Don't look behind and ask why. Our ticket is for one ride. Green lights and blue skies are on their way. Best in each other, you both shine. 'Cause in this crowded world that's hard to find. And when you think you're moving slow and everyone flies by, well, it ain't true, don't let it fool your mind. 'Cause every day's a new day. Count your blessings, I say. Get out of your own way you can move. Don't look behind and ask why. Our ticket is for one ride. Green lights and blue skies are on their way. When you break down, make it a breakthrough and do exactly what you're afraid to do. Day and night, life is dark and bright, and together with your shadow, you'll get through. Every day's a new day. Count your blessings, I say. Get out of your own way so you can move. Don't look behind and ask why. Our ticket is for one ride. Green lights and blue skies are on their way. Yeah, they're on their way.
So again, everyone, thank you for your continual and generous support. When you like our videos, it expands magically. When you share our videos, they expand magically. When you leave a comment. And then when you financially support us, we expand. And then when we expand, there's just so much more that we can do for you. So thank you for partnering with us in the growth of the Hilltop Spiritual Center in the virtual world. And so to each and every one of you, those whom you love and you receive love from, many, many blessings.